guys, so I am excited to show you how to get this Taylor Swift kind of inspired hair look. So I'm gonna show you what I used and how to kind of get this same look. I used my NuMe wand. It's the reverse curling wand. It starts out narrow and gets wider rather than the other wands you can find out in stores these days. They're wider at the bottom and they get narrow at the tip. So this kind of gives a different curl. It heats up incredibly fast. It is awesome. I highly recommend investing in one. They can be kind of pricey, but sometimes you can catch a good special or discount online. So be on the lookout for that if you're interested. But if you'd like to see how to get this look, then just keep watching. Alright, so let's get started. I've got my wand plugged in and it should be completely heated up now. It heats up just in a matter of seconds, which is awesome. And I'm just gonna go ahead and start using it. I typically don't clip up sections of my hair just because I don't feel like I need to. I can easily just figure out, okay, what hairs, did not get curled. But I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of run my fingers through it. I already brushed it like a few seconds ago, so it should be good. And I'm probably just gonna go ahead and take a section from back here and go ahead and start wrapping it around the wand. And what you want to do is hold your wand pointing down, and this is a reverse wand, so it's different than the other ones that are out there where they start out bigger and they get narrower at the tip. This actually starts out narrower and gets bigger at the end, and this is the NuMe reverse curling wand. I got it offline. I ended up getting a really good deal on it, a good discount. It's definitely worth spending a little bit more than you would going to a Target or somewhere else. I'm not sure if you can find these in store. I just went ahead and ordered mine offline. I didn't know where else to get it, and then I had that coupon to get the discount. But this is like one of my favorite styling tools. I don't usually use a regular curling iron anymore. I just use this if I want to get waves, because this is the kind of look I want anyways. So this is basically what it looks like when you have wrapped it around the wand. You don't have to hold it for very long at all. And then you just point it down and take a section of hair, however big or small you want. And so you're pointing it down, right? And then you're taking your hair and you're wrapping it around the wand away from yourself, away from your head, and away from the face. So, is what I meant to say, was away from your face. So just kind of hold it there. I don't usually count, I just kind of do it. I've gotten used to doing it so much. But you're already getting that really pretty Taylor Swift kind of wave. And then you just keep going. You do it all the way around your head. I'll show you a few more on this side, and then I will go ahead and pause the video and do the rest of my hair, and then I'll show you what I do when it comes to my bangs. And just after that point, I'll show you how to style and just kind of loosen those waves to get that softer, more natural kind of Taylor Swift hair. Because you don't want it to, you could have your hair stay this wavy and curly if that's the look you're going for. But if you want more of an undone, beachy, more like softer, natural kind of look, then you definitely want to kind of mess it up a little bit and just kind of throw that hair back, and just run your fingers through it and just kind of soften those curls there. And when I say how to do my bangs, I know they're not like actual bangs. They were side bangs that have just grown out, so I guess it's like my shorter layer. But the way that I wear my hair is I call them side bangs because they were at one point. They're just too long to really have hanging down by themselves completely, because they're just awkwardly long. To do that, it's like they're at that length where it's like it's not quite long enough to pull back without clipping it back with a bobby pin for certain looks, but they're not short enough to have hanging down either and have it look kind of like that side swoop bang. And so what I do is I just kind of find little straight pieces and just take them and wrap them around the wand the same way. And so you see I'm not going to do this section yet, so it's going to kind of stay straight there. But I have like a pretty decent chunk back here that needs to be done. The rest of that, let's kind of just throw that back there. And depending on what kind of look you're going for, you can do smaller pieces, which is going to give you a more defined curled look. Or you can grab wider and thicker chunks of hair if you want more of a softer wave. But regardless, you know, the way I'm doing it and the amounts of hair that I'm grabbing, you know, I kind of mix it up sometimes. I don't always grab the exact same amount. And that helps to give it a kind of natural look too. And it doesn't really matter if they're really tight anyways, because we're going to go through and break them up and soften them afterwards. So I'm actually going to finish doing this side, and then I'll go ahead and go do the other one, and I'll come back and we'll do the side bangs. If you do have side bangs that are shorter than mine and there's no way you're going to pull them back without clipping them, I would recommend using a straightening iron, which is what I do sometimes, or a flat iron, and just kind of use it to kind of flip the hair away from the face to kind of go along with the direction of the curls that you're creating around the rest of your head. And actually I'm going to go ahead and just take this one section here that's relatively long actually and save the rest of it for in a little while. So this is basically how your hair is going to look until you kind of play with it. You can also take some smaller pieces. I'm going to show you. So say you have this smaller piece up top and you really want to make this one extra curly or more defined. Just take that small section, wrap it around, let it heat up, and then there you go. So you can do that with a couple different pieces that are closer to the top of your head if you want to kind of just take these smaller strands and get right up to the root and wrap it around and then release it. And those types of curls kind of remind me of like prom hairstyles where you have the really tight curls, which can be really pretty, don't get me wrong, but when you're trying to get this kind of Taylor Swift-esque hair, you want to soften the curls, because her hair is naturally, you know, this kind of wavy, curly look, but it doesn't look like, you know, I mean, if she put like a gel or some kind of curl, you know, definer and enhancer, you know, it might look more like this, but it's not gonna look as like tight and as, you know, uniform. It's going to be kind of different. So, you know, like it may not be super curled up at the top in some pieces. It's just going to be kind of like certain pieces are curlier than others, and there's, you know, just maybe a little more frizz sometimes too. People who have naturally curly hair, you know, usually they complain about having naturally curly hair because they have to deal with frizz. And it's really difficult to maintain, which is why a lot of people straighten their hair who have naturally curly hair. So there's good and bad to having naturally curly hair or naturally straight hair. You know, naturally straight hair people, we want curls and we want pretty waves. And I'm going to get this piece that I kind of missed under here real quick. And then people who have curly hair want that stick straight hair. So we all kind of want something that we don't have. So I'm done with this side, except for my little long side bangs here. So I'll come back and show you how to do these in a minute. But I'm going to go ahead and do my right side, and I'll come back to show you how to do the grown out side bangs. Then I'm going to show you how to kind of get a little more curl in the back of the hair and how to kind of go about doing that, because it's kind of hard to see what you're doing when you're curling the back of your hair, so when you're doing it yourself. And then we'll style it and kind of run our fingers through it and show you how to do that. So I will be back in just a second. Alright, so I've gone ahead and curled the other side of my hair with my wand. So this is what it looks like. I'll kind of turn around so you can see the back. It's pretty curled in the back still. already. But I'm gonna show you what to do kind of with this like very back portion, so you don't kind of see like where your part ends, and then sometimes you can kind of just, it looks kind of blah in the back. So I'm gonna show you guys. So see, it's kind of curled already. And I'm just gonna comb through the knots in that here with my little fine tooth comb. And you can even give a little bit of a tease, just a slight little bit of teasing that back portion. And I'm gonna just take this huge section and wrap it around the wand, and just hold the wand horizontal like I am right now. It's okay, you don't have to hold it down. Just hold it like this. It's the easiest way to hold it when you're doing this. One thing I will say too is that this kind of curl, like from using this wand, I don't know if it's just my hair or if everyone's hair is like this with the wands, but like, hold on, let me show you that. That's what that did. And just kind of break it up a little bit in the back. Get a little zhuzh. But my hair does not always hold curl that well, especially with a bigger barrel curling iron. But with this wand, I don't know what it is, if it's just the how hot it gets or the quality, like the way that it's made. But my hair holds this so well, like I can sleep on it, brush through it and everything, and it's still looking like pretty much like this when I wake up. Maybe the wave's not quite as defined, but I've also like, you know, brushed through it with my fingers and combed through it and everything, and it's still like really curly and wavy, and it's really pretty, and so I can go second day hair and not have to worry about styling my hair or washing it, you know, it still looks good. So that's something I really do love about the wand. I love how hot that it gets and how quickly it gets hot. It doesn't have a heat setting, it just has an on and off switch, so that may be a pro or con depending on what you like. I don't really need to have a heat setting, I don't care, I just use it, whatever heat setting this is what I use. I don't need to have options. That's just, I mean, I don't have any problems with that. And it does come with a glove, but I've tried using it and it's just a pain because you can't really grab hair as easily because you can't really feel how much you're grabbing, and you know, make sure it's smooth. It's just more of a pain than anything, so I don't use it. You just be very careful because this does get really hot, and I have kind of touched it, you know, very lightly before, and it hurts. It gets really hot. So just be very careful, you know, when you hold it and you're wrapping your hair around it, don't hold your finger too close to it. So now I'm going to go ahead and kind of show you what I do with my side bangs. Put down my wand for a second and just kind of take this hair here. But sometimes I will do, well, before they grew out to this length, because they're kind of layered, so they're not all like that one length, so see. But before I would just take a straightening iron because they were, you know, shorter than this, and they will look kind of funky if I tried to wand them. But now what I do is, piece, I missed a piece there. And I just wrap it like I would the rest of my hair. I don't typically hold it as long. And just kind of soften that. And then take this piece, this shorter piece in the front, and just kind of do a little quick wrap around the wand. And depending on how you want it, which that's not how I'm going to leave it because that does not, in my opinion, look the way I want it. There's too much that's not curled at the end. So what I then go back and do is I take the ends of my hair, and they're going to pop out because there's layers, so they're not going to like lay on it completely flat like the rest of your hair does. And then that's kind of the direction I move in with my, and then I'll take a bigger chunk and just kind of, I just kind of mess with it until I get it how I want it. I'm picky about how the front of my hair looks with these shorter layers or side bangs or whatever you want to call them. And just kind of soften them, run your fingers through them, just kind of, you know, manipulate the hair the way you want it. this top section. Oh, my nose is running. So bear with me. It's all on how you like your hair, your preference. If you like to part it to the side, because that's really how Taylor Swift would wear her hair when she would let it go natural. But she would kind of wear it like this, you know, she's got it side parted and kind of swoops across the face, kind of like that. But I don't like quite as much across my face when it's like this. I'm going to kind of take that piece again and wrap it around the wand. And there, I'm holding my finger very close to the wand, so I have to be very careful with that. So that's pretty much how I want it. I'm going to take this little section over here on my right side again and just kind of wand it again. You could totally part your hair down the middle, not do as much of a part. It just all depends on what you want and your preference. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take your fingers and just kind of run them through it, rake through it kind of gently. You can use a comb, a white tooth comb, you can use a brush, whatever you want really, but I would recommend just using your fingers. It's just, see how much more natural that looks? And it gives you a little more volume, it separates those waves and the curls there for a softer look. See the difference here? Looks more natural. This looks more like, oh, you wanded your hair, you curled your hair today. Now people who know you and know you have naturally straight hair are not going to assume that this is natural, but if you don't, people don't know you, they might think that your hair naturally looks like that. Who knows? But the more that you kind of play with it, rake through with your fingers and everything, you're going to get a softer look. And so that's basically how you get this look. Take a little hairspray. If you're afraid of hairspray, you don't have to spray it. I love this Kenra volume spray in number 25. You can kind of see that. Oh, the way the light's shining on it. And I'm just gonna spray. And you can always add a little teasing to the back or the crown area if you want, or use a volumizing powder. I will sometimes use the Got2b powder. Volumizing styling powder is what it's called. So you can get it at the drugstore. It's really cheap. But it works really well. It does make your hair feel kind of sticky, so once you put it in, it's a little harder to work with and brush through or comb through. So I do recommend using that if you're kind of done messing with it. So kind of save that till towards the end of your styling. But this is the Taylor Swift kind of inspired wave hair look. And thanks for watching. Bye.